And we're live. Hi, hey, this is SexyJ, and today we're gonna have our first live stream with a collaboration with the amazing Jennifer, right? One of my closest students, and also one of my students that I am the most proud of. And as far as I know, this is your first live stream, right?
Yeah, it is my first live stream. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're especially honored, to be honest, that she would be doing this with us. And so we're going to start off like nice and easy because it is her first live stream. I'm actually your Sunday here.
Yeah.
Okay. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you've been up to.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I am Jennifer Jeon, and I go by Jenn these days. And I graduated from Brown, class of 2021. And these days I'm working in like besides the YouTube content creation stuff, I've been working in a health consulting firm in New York while living at home in New Jersey. So yeah, that's me.
Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
Yeah. And probably most of you who are in this stream know her better than me, but just to give her a little bit of background on Jennifer, she is obviously a YouTuber with like over 6 million views, right? Yeah. Yeah, overall, I guess so. Yeah, 200,000 subscribers. She's been at this for how many years?
Since I was like 6.
Since you were 6?
No, not since I was 6. I started when I was like maybe 10, and I'm like now 23.
Oh.
So 13 years.
Yeah.
Wow, time passes.
Yeah, so since pretty much the early days of YouTube, she's been doing this, right? And that's not just what she does, right? Obviously, very talented musician, violinist, and praise music in particular. And she also went to Brown, as you guys heard, right? Where she majored in
health and human biology.
Right, so you have YouTuber, we have musician, right? And then now we all of a sudden go into the STEM field, right? And Jennifer and I have a bit of more of a personal connection because I helped her in middle school as she was preparing to go into high school to take the SATs. And also I helped her with the ACTs and also your college essays. And now she's here, super famous, super successful, super awesome, right? So there are a lot of things that Jennifer could give you guys insight about, right, Jen?
I hope so.
Yeah. So into the chat or into our email, feel free to ask questions about any of those fields that we just mentioned, such as the YouTube, the music creation, or just violin, or the college application process, or even up to, because she's a young professional now, right? What you do in college to get to becoming a professional, and also things like how do you get into the STEM field, how do you transition into those. So I'll just leave that as like an open field for you guys. So feel free to ask in the chat or send us an email at youtube@zoomed.com. Both of those are very, very acceptable options. Okay, so let's start with what people might be a little bit curious about. How did you like start thinking about YouTube, especially because it wasn't as big like all those years ago, right?
Yeah. So I think back then we were just thinking of like uploading videos of me playing the violin because like a lot of my relatives are in Korea. So my parents were just like, oh, like how about we just take videos of you like performing and maybe we can send over the link to our relatives. And then in terms of praise music and when I started getting a lot of love from the audience, it started when I was around in middle school, and then it was actually not us who uploaded my first praise video. It was like this Christian like kind of newsletter type of organization. They uploaded a video like titling it. This is when you know SEO is really like important. It was like child prodigy playing like some like Christian song, right? And my hair was really short and I was like this. So if you look at that video, then I look really, really young. But since then, I guess just for the purpose of like serving and for the purpose of like, you know, continuously just doing praise and uploading violin stuff, it just kind of like, that was when the momentum started. And I guess for a long time, I've been doing the same
And now you're here
genre. Yeah.
on this humble channel. Thanks for coming.
Oh, no, it's
And so you started off really kind of for personal reasons?
personal
would say?
reasons.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause,
definitely.
Because one of the things we wanted to talk about was how to, well, at least on my channel, right? How to strategize things for like college admissions. And these days, people would look at avenues like YouTube or various aspects of social media as strategy. So like, so obviously in the beginning, it wasn't like when you were in middle school, when you're in sixth grade, you're like, this is for college. But did it like cross your mind that this could become something that could make you stand out for admissions? Like, if it did, at like what stage?
I don't think that was the intention when I started my YouTube channel, but I guess definitely when college admissions kind of came around, you just have to think about like, oh, like what's really important to me, like what do I spend a lot of my time in, and for me that happened to be like not only music but also like YouTube with music and also like volunteering with music. So a lot of my like college essays, now that I think about it, was based on that. It's like, yes, I have this like skill, like this artistic skill, but I guess what makes me different is that I do YouTube, and it happens to be Christian music, which I really, really care about, because I think out of anything, that's what the school wants to really know about you. It's like, what are you passionate about? What do you do besides just like the normal like school, like subjects and stuff like that. So I guess it was a differentiator, but at the same time, it was just kind of part of my life that I just wrote on paper.
Okay. Yeah. I was hoping you would answer like that because what I've been saying in a lot of my videos, and also one of the main reasons I made the channel, was help people actually discover what it is that they want to do. And so, it's always seeing is believing, right? So Jennifer is such a good testament too. She genuinely pursued what she was passionate about, right? And after she did that, and then the results came, so it sincerely reflected her application because you had already built yourself as this person, right? So the reason I am emphasizing this point is that so many people kind of go in, I don't want to say the wrong path, but the not optimal path of listening and like, oh, I got to do this, I got to kind of like do a checklist for college. And a lot of times, I feel like that takes away from people becoming authentically able to discover who they are. Okay. So that was like my honest, one of my main reasons for wanting Jennifer on this channel, because like, she did what she wanted to do, right? And what she was personally, emotionally invested in, and that's how we got to the result, right? So I would say definitely, hopefully you guys on my channel, you should be listening to me, right? But definitely listen to what Jennifer has said in terms of just that's what she experienced. And college admissions officers, to be honest, they're going to be that's not their fault. They're going to become a little bit cynical and skeptical when they see these applications. So, yeah. So I think it definitely did help, because obviously we did the college essays together. We spent like 6 hours at a time at Panera. Yeah. But it helped me so much as a college admissions coach, because she had a lot of stuff she cared about, so she could talk to me freely. And out of those, we crafted the stories and the narratives together, right? Yeah. Instead of you coming already kind of prepared with the story for college, it sounds a little bit manufactured. Okay. So I know it's been a while, but do you generally remember what your college essays were about? And what kind of stories you told?
I remember my comment was about how, so every week what I would do is I would go to this kind of hot dog distribution service thing that my church did, Pilgrim Church did, at a church in Patterson. And this was like, we would literally just like hand out like food, like free food, free hot dog and stuff like that. And in that, I would like play violin in a little corner, and people would like come and like, obviously for the food, but also like I would be playing violin while they were like eating and stuff. So I think it was mostly about that, just like volunteering, like, and me using music not as like a luxury that people had to like buy to like watch me play, but just something like a free entertainment type of thing. And yeah, that was actually my comment at And for the other essays,
Well, actually, let's talk about your Common App essay for like a second,
oh
because
my
like
gosh,
the Common App is
wow.
like supposed to be the personal essay, right?
Yeah.
And so if you were to take just half of Jen's story just now, that's, as a coach, what I would say I don't want you to write about it, which is helping people and doing service. Because while that's a great thing, almost everybody who strategizes for college applications, they do it, right? And so even if it was, I served handing out hot dogs, let's say, right? And I really found that to be a rewarding experience. That also goes with, especially, if as a Korean American, especially Christian Korean American, like a lot of people participate in those things, which is good. But that makes you sound. So I think, again, so she wasn't intending it, but like she pointed out, she was mixing kind of the typically more highbrow, right, classical music and violin, and the picture it paints, right, with a hot dog distribution. Also, hot dog is like such a everyday, American food, and with the perception of playing violin and that image, right, that she created, right. So the fact that she chose something that is violin but contributing in like a different way is probably, not probably because I saw her essays, right, is what made the essays a lot more effective, rather than A, I just help people, or B, I am talented, right? A combination of both of those things and your vision. Oh, hello. I think we have someone saying hello. Suhan? Sean? Hello.
Oh, yes, I've spoken to him on Instagram.
Okay,
Hi.
hello. Hello. Yeah, please say hi to us. Yeah, we are very friendly people, right, Jen? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to the stream, and we will get to any of your questions, any and almost all, hopefully. Right, we'll be able to get to that. Okay. So we talked a little bit about the academic process, right, and how you did the college essays. Is there anything else you wrote for college that you want to share? If you can remember.
For my Brown specific essay, I literally just wrote about the open curriculum. And to explain the open curriculum, it's very different from other colleges in that Brown doesn't have like a general, what do you call that? General curriculum?
Like the core, right?
Yeah. Brown doesn't have a core, which is like history or math that's like required for everyone to take. Where pretty much it's up to us like what courses we want to take. So I just wrote about that. I was like, oh, that's like very different about Brown. So, but I think everyone writes about that.
Yeah, you can't write the Brown essay without that, right?
Yeah.
So obviously she got in, but to be honest, that probably wasn't the advantage giving factor on your college admissions essay. It was probably the rest of your application. So that was probably
maybe it's the way I worded my
or
essay.
Maybe you're just a beautiful writer, right, Jennifer? Okay.
I don't know.
And while Swan is here, Swan was nice enough to send us questions through email. So we'll get to a couple of them, right?
Okay.
So, would you say, could you mention a little bit about your career goals? I know you're still pretty young, but just general, vague direction.
Yeah. Okay. So for now, I've been working at the health consulting firm since I graduated. So it's been like pretty much a year. And I'm like super grateful to be in the firm. And it does align kind of with my major, but I'm hoping like later on I can also address like the other passions I have too, which is like nonprofit field and like education. And also I'm also interested in like marketing and like the creative field as well. So I don't really know how those all are gonna mesh together, but hopefully like God will like open doors and so I don't have like concrete goals, but I know those are the things I'm interested in. I'm just hoping that will like lead me.
Yeah, so we have various areas of interest. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you plan to ever go to Korea?
Huh?
Do you ever plan to go to Korea?
Go to Korea. So I have been. So as I mentioned, like my relatives all live in Korea, so I've been like very back and forth. And there are also times when I like went solely to like perform at church. That sounds weird. Play, praise at church, and that's great. And I never went as like a professional, so I do wonder what that would be like. But I think in the long term, I would like to stay in the States. Yeah.
So maybe like a short-term thing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
If the opportunity rises, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch Violin?
Did I watch? Yeah, I did. I didn't watch the last 2 episodes, so
Okay.
yeah.
So we can't talk about it too much. So no spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about the YouTube a little bit because we're still on the.
Okay.
Questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So throughout YouTube, when were some of the times you were like the happiest or the proudest?
In the context of YouTube?
Yeah.
The happiest and proudest? I think for me, it's one while doing the actual praise, like feeling like, it's just God in me. Because I think that's how it all started, and the reason that, me and my family, we thought it would be a good idea to like have this channel in the first place is because not necessarily as like a means to get famous or whatever, but because of my genuine like passion for praise music. So literally like while I'm doing praise, I'm like happiest, and that's for every video.
So every video.
And I also really love like coming across the comments that are like, it's like they're telling me like, oh, like I've been having a hard time, but through your music while like doing QT or something, I was like very encouraged. And I would like come across so many comments like that from such a young age. So definitely each one I'm like touched every time. Like it doesn't like, minimize the impact of those kinds of comments. So I think rather than proud, it's just like, wow, like so honored that I can serve this kind of role.
You're grateful.
In their relationship with God, like as small as it is. Yeah.
And I think like Jenn's channel and account is like one of the best examples of how YouTube can be good, right? Which is also like like good for society, right?
Oh,
right? Because like
thanks.
that's also what we're trying to do on the channel as well.
Okay.
Try to help students like genuinely, also emotionally as well. If they kind of feel lost about college admissions, they feel stressed, right? They can watch some of the videos, right? And feel like they have control of the process, which hopefully they'll do, because I will tell them good things, right? And also trying to reach out to people who don't have access to the education system or etc. And also through you, then people all around the world can have access to the praise songs that will touch their hearts, or the violin piece that they've been wanting to listen to, right? So I think it's, if I had your channel, I'd be happy, proud every day. So, do you have any goals for your YouTube channel going into future? Any
goals for my YouTube
goals
channel?
or other directions? Anything new?
I think I have been thinking about what I'm going towards with the YouTube channel a lot, because like before when I was young, it was mostly about like, oh, like I just want to like continue this for my whole life. Like even if I'm a mom, like I don't know if like people will be still watching me like then, like my YouTube channel, but even then I want to show that, oh, like praise is like a lifetime thing. It's not just like something I do as like a young prodigy. It's just like all my life I'm gonna praise God, and just that longevity of the channel even then is like something I guess one of the goals. But another thing is like recently I uploaded a video, actually today, last night I uploaded a video with a really good friend who kind of had the same mindset with praise, and has her own channel and everything. So like collaborating with people like that, I think is so meaningful, because I don't know, as a Christian, sometimes I feel very alone, very lonely. So that kind of fellowship through music and finding that network of people, I think, is the next immediate step that I want to take. So yeah.
Yeah. So collabs are good.
Collabs are good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you might mention me. I thought you might mention me. You didn't.
Especially this.
I kind of like winked at you, but it's okay. It's okay, Jen. It's okay. We've only known each other for like 12 years. Any vlogs in the works, in the plans?
Vlogs?
Yeah. Vlogu.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people would appreciate vlogs, but I think for me, I'm always thinking like, oh, do people really want to like hear me? Am I really in a position to like talk to people about like my faith? Like I'm not like a past. I don't know. I just like had so many doubts in that, and also just like creating the video itself is like so much more complicated than just a praise video. So I guess there's a potential, but I think it'll be solely for like, you know, the subscribers who like actually are interested. Yeah.
Or I don't know. I think people will watch because like you know you're a bright, pleasant person, right? Like, or you could just talk about your hobbies or just like communicate with people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the appeal in your channel, in my opinion, is like the fact that they can feel a connection emotionally, right? Oh, let's ask some questions in the chat. Well, let's answer the questions, right?
Oh, these are interesting questions.
So we'll go in order, right? Angry
Okay.
Loaf Cat. Okay. We'll read the names as long as they're.
Hi,
you know.
Angry Loaf Cat.
Hello, Angry Loaf Cat.
Hi.
Tips for reading and grammar. Do you remember?
Oh, tip. I should be the one giving this.
Oh yeah, we're going through your experiences, right? As a genuinely
Oh
successful
my
student. You also did very well in
gosh.
ACT. So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Brown.
that was a struggle, but I made it. SAT reading and grammar. I think it's honest. It's kind of like the violin. You just like do it over and over again, like a lot of like practice tests and everything. But for me, like, what was the most hard for me is that I was like, oh, this is such like grueling because you do it so much and like every day that for me, I just like told myself, oh, like while I'm doing the passage, I'm just like, oh, like this is kind of interesting. Like I would tell myself it's an interesting passage and I genuinely like, or I like reading it. So I guess kind of mind hijacking.
Mind hijacking. Don't know if people say mind control. It's a little bit more extreme wording. But yeah, that is actually a legitimate thing. Kind of the opposite of what you said is what I have students watch out for. Is that, like you said, it's such a grueling process, and oftentimes it's super, super repetitive. You take it the next day, you take it the next day, right? And people kind of get in this mindset of like, dude, I hate this passage. And what I've noticed is this is not that surprising. When I have my students like, Jay, I hated this passage. They did terribly, right? So that really doesn't help because like the main difficulty in the reading is like, you know you have to read it, but then your brain's like, nah, dude, I don't want to read it. So if you trick yourself a little bit, it does help. It does actually make a difference then kind of feeding your loathing of the SAT. So positivity is important. And you might think, oh, I can't lie to myself. It does to an extent work. It does definitely make a difference. I don't know if I feel anything about the economic situation surrounding Saudi Arabia on this channel at the moment. It is a very complex situation that we will probably have to do.
We'll read more on it and let you know.
Oh, you will. Okay. She will read more on it and let them know. Okay. Because yeah, she's good at reading. I think that was one of her strengths actually. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of many strengths,
Now
right?
you tell me.
Oh,
No, just kidding.
I'm pretty sure I was very encouraging towards you, Jennifer.
Okay.
What is this live stream about, Angry Loaf Cat? Really, whatever advice that Jennifer can give to people, high schoolers or college people, or you know anybody that has questions in the fields that she has been in, right? Actually, it is so hard, but okay, it sounds stupid. I'm gonna hijack this question, Jennifer. Angry Loaf Cat. It sounds stupid, but telling yourself this is fun, this is fun, this is fun, like this is interesting, actually is so much better than, dude, I hate this. Now, will you literally be convinced? No, but it is different from focusing on the negativity. Like, you're like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't know that plants could talk. Like, you know, it does make a difference. Okay.
Positivity.
Thank you, Eric. What's up, Eric? Are we fellas? Yeah, we are fellas. And, do you want to answer what's your favorite kimbap?
My favorite kimbap? For me, I like the kimbap with like the ojingo.
Squid
in it. Big seafood person. Yeah.
Oh, ooh, Jennifer. I mean, this is more my area of expertise. Do you want to tackle this?
Let's say, okay, so Angry Loaf Cat. Let's say theoretically, you have no idea what the passage is talking about. What shall I do? Oh, okay. I think for me, I would kind of skip the passage, and then I would come back to it because maybe the later passages are like easier. How about you?
Okay, so it's a little bit difficult for Jennifer to answer that because I don't think she had passages where she had no idea because she was good at reading. But especially with the newer SAT, because you didn't take the new SAT, right? Yeah, so if the passage is you have no idea what you're talking about, if I'm assuming you're taking the SAT, that's usually because it's a historical passage and they're supposed to be really difficult. It's like on the new SAT, there's 1700s, 1800s, and they talk about like Benjamin Franklin's political philosophy filled with double negatives, right? It's really hard to get through. So two things. One is, well, obviously you should be watching my videos, but like one is you have to build up background knowledge so that I don't know what this dude is saying, but I know what these passages usually say. And you go with that assumption. That's the best you can do at that moment. Second thing is, that's why I focus more on you study the question types and the answer choice language, because obviously the passage can get difficult, but they're not all of a sudden going to rank up the vocabulary and language of the questions. They're always the same, right? So you need to familiarize yourself more with the questions and the answer choices. Like, very simple example. If I have a passage and it says, again, one of my videos, like, whose fault is it that society is bad? It's going to be the powerful people's fault. That's just a theme that SAT, ACT talks about. Can you guys imagine, like, the society's bad because of the poor people? That sounds terrible, and it's also false, right? They're not going to say things like that. So that's the pattern you want to gather, right? But like I said, Jennifer probably didn't really have passages where she had no idea because, you know, she was good at reading. Yeah, I mean, I can't really relate that much to Jennifer either. Angry Love Cat. Yes. Evidence with some, yes. Angry. You are very angry with the caps. Yeah, the new SAT is very, very, I want to say particular in the way they do things, right? And they're very good at making things difficult for people. But they are changing it also in 2024 to be fully digital. I don't know how that's going to work exactly in terms of, like, I know the format and everything, but I still want to see how people are going to deal with it.
Yeah. You can do this.
Yes, can. Yeah, but the whole my whole channel thing is I'm making videos in the reading. So hopefully you watch all my videos and then hopefully they help. If they don't, I'm really very open to like constructive criticism. Be like, I watched this, it didn't work, or I need to work on this. My channel only has like 200 subscribers at the moment. Hopefully it'll blow up thanks to Jen. But yeah, I can even at this stage make videos like on the topics you want, so I could do that. Okay. Yes, it is pretty wild. I don't want to speak too much on that because I might make people angry by being angry. So, yeah, they are moving online. I don't know. Like, actually, you're not working in this field. Like, what do you think about that? Like, they're moving the SAT to fully digital 2024.
Fully digital?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I would have struggled a lot because me doing reading, I would do a lot of annotations.
Right? Underlining.
Oh, underlining. Like, when I feel myself, like, losing focus, I will be, like, fierce underlining the passage. And, like, that also helped me, like, keep pace. So don't make it online.
But, you know, it's College Board if you're listening. Jennifer has spoken. Jen has spoken. So don't make it online. Right? And her subscribers will like you better, College Board? Maybe. Yeah, so I'm going to also get to, let's see, more onto the email questions. Yes. Let's see, have we not answered any of the email questions? I think we cover most of these. Oh, let's talk about something a little bit musical, right? This is also from Span. What's your favorite classical piece to play? Or, that might be different, right? To play or listen to.
Oh, okay. I think a classical piece that both my sister and I really like is Prokofiev Violin Concerto. It is amazing, and I hope to someday play it, but based on like the amount of practicing I do, maybe it'll be, maybe like sometime later. But
Okay.
yeah.
I think that was the first time we saw like your full Jennifer smile, right? But how did you get into music, by the way?
How did I get into music? Well, my mom's a musician, so I think from the womb I was destined to do music. But also like my mom, what she would do is like she would like accompany people because she's a pianist. And one of the people that she accompanied, he was like, you know, also a student. So he was just like, how about, I think they kind of made like a transaction, as in like, oh, like my mom's English name is Ju. Like, Ju, if you like company for me, I can like teach violin lessons to your daughter. So that happened to me and me like 6 years old, if you can visualize that. And then one thing led to another, and I started playing violin, and my mom helped me a lot with practicing. Practicing was hard, but we made it through. Yeah.
It's really lucky actually, because my mom's like artistically talented, and my handwriting is atrocious. Like I can't even draw a heart. Like I was making a I wrote about this in my college essay. I was trying to make a birthday card for my mom. I was trying to draw a heart, but I couldn't. So back in my day when we had to text without the whole emojis and stuff, when you make a heart, you have to do the less than sign and a 3. Do you know that, Jen? Is that before your time?
Are you that old?
Yes, I am that old, right? So I couldn't even do that. Okay. All right.
Dang.
If I had to suggest a book to practice on this, what did you use? Do you remember what book you used?
What book I used? I feel like I use everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the main thing is, like Jen said, like repetition. So you do want like a sheer volume of practice tests.
Yeah.
Obviously, for SAT, the College Board test would be the most accurate in terms of being like a real test.
Oh, yeah.
But I would actually advise you use the actual College Board test a little. Use them to start, but you save like half of them for the few months right before you take the test, right? And you kind of use up the practice ones or like other companies like in the middle. Okay. So you mentioned before the whole College Pandas, like College Pandas not bad. They're not bad. So we have a question from Chejun Kwan.
Oh, who's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go to the second question. How do you not procrastinate when you're so tired? Especially because you mentioned like you have to practice every day, and also, you're also a student. Obviously, you kept up your GPA at high school. You also have to study for ACTs and all of those things. So how do you not procrastinate when there's so many things going on?
That's interesting. I feel like now that I think about it, I was blessed to have been so surrounded by such like motivated friends who are very driven. And I think me being me, I'm the type to kind of like match the vibe a little bit. Because honestly, like naturally, I am the type to procrastinate. But seeing my friends like really motivated me. Yeah.
So did you practice like every day?
When I was young, yeah. Because I think when you start playing the instrument, it's really important to kind of establish like what is that, muscle memory. So my mom kind of like drilling me during practices really like got that down to the point of like now like yes, I don't practice too much, but that's when you pick up another instrument.
Oh.
Viola. Right? So I started playing the viola too. And
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. Okay. We have a question from Eric.
Okay.
What's your outlook on how important standardized exams will be to upcoming new decades, or that are traditional higher education institutions? I ask because I have a very young child. Oh. What do you think?
Standardized exams. I feel like these days the perception of standardized exams is becoming a little bit more negative. But at the end of the day, like I think it will always be there. It's just because it's like there will always be, society will always need like a certain type of like metric that's like objective to a degree. So I think so I think it will always be there, maybe. Yeah. What do you think?
Even though I teach SATs and ACC and standardized testing, I'm hoping that they go down in importance. Because it's not like I made the channel so that people without the most privileged backgrounds can have access to resources on how to take these tests. But the fact of the matter is, like, not everybody watches my channel or channels like it. So standardized testing, I feel like, is obviously more advantageous to people who have advantages. So as much as colleges say that they look at the holistic application, I hope it becomes more true, right? Because obviously the world is easier for people who are born in certain things, but educational fairness is something that is one of the goals for my channel. And the more we look for people into like what are they interested in, like the college essays are supposed to portray, right? And what have they accomplished, what do they want to accomplish, and that becomes a really complicated picture. Because so obviously Jennifer has accomplished a lot in her life, but like she said, she had a very supportive system, right? You have guidance from your parents and you had your friends, right? But if you're born into an environment in which, for example, I had a student, I had to help her through the whole process because she didn't have a guidance counselor. So I was like, well, your school doesn't have guidance counselors? How did people go to college the year before you? She said, we don't go to college here, right? So we had to do the whole thing, right? So luckily I got connected through her, through like the internet and everything and through other connections. But like, that's such a gap between what we might be used to versus what other people might have. And honestly, standardized testing, the more research you have to prepare, obviously the better you do, and it kind of exacerbates that gap. So what to motivate from, like what Jen was saying, it can also be, this is even harder, you can also be the guy in the friend group that makes the friend group motivated, right? It may say like, oh, how can I just change a group? But if you start doing it and you see even a little bit of reciprocation, it helps a lot. Like, well, I'm very small now. I lost all muscle mass because I haven't gone to the gym in like 3 months. But when I used to work out, I was very, very motivated because it's just one person. My brother and I, we just motivated each other, right? So if I'm just lying in bed, I don't want to go to bed, my brother would be like, look at yourself. I mean, we're brothers, so we're mean to each other. But, we got ourselves to the gym. We helped each other when we didn't feel like it. So even with just another person, I feel like it helps. Because, yeah, like, it's so hard to just, like, motivate yourself, I think. Let's go to, let's see. Okay. Oh, any fun facts about Brown?
Fun facts about Brown? Brown. This might be a little scanny, but Brown during like college, no, not during college, during like exam season, what they do is like there's this thing called the Naked Donut Run.
Naked Donut Run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Naked Donut Run. And people like, they like kind of run in a herd and they're all naked and they like pass out donuts in the library.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition, and it just emphasizes how quirky Brown is. And some people are like uncomfortable and they just stay in their dorms, and that's totally their choice. It's all about free choice at Brown.
Okay.
So,
so you're like, it's happening on this day, so I'm just not gonna go outside.
Yeah, and then people are like messaging each other, oh, it's happening. So some people like dodge it. Some people are like, oh, let me get a donut.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that supposed to be like a way of like breaking like the stress and tension during
Yeah,
exam season?
yeah, totally.
Okay. Right. So I'm not gonna ask which one you were, hiding or seeking out. Well, let's see. Angry Loaf Cat. We're just drinking Gatorade, which I guess is chemicals, right? And we have a Daniel.
감사합니다, Daniel.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, Brown is a pretty quirky university. I mean,
Yeah, it is very quirky. It's known to be quirky.
Harry Potter-ish.
Yeah, but you can be quirky and like be attracted to that, but a lot of people at Brown are just, not quirky. They're just normal. So, don't feel pressure to be
Yeah,
quirky.
they're perfectly normal, like Jennifer.
Yeah, I am very normal.
Well, no. Well, the whole purpose is like you're special. Well, like special, but like,
right? No, but in that sense, I'm normal.
So you never got a donut?
I never got a donut.
You never got a donut. Okay, that answers the question.
Yeah.
Right, okay, she never got a donut. Right. Do you even like donuts?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, Providence is known for donuts.
Oh, that's another fun fact. Providence is known for donuts.
Yeah, and Providence actually has really good food too. So if anyone has recommendations, please let me know.
Okay. I didn't know. They have like the dorm food or like the around the area?
The cafeteria food kind of deteriorated, but in the area too, Providence as a city actually has good food.
Like what kind of food?
There's like Italian, there's like fusion. There's quite a lot of like Asian fusion there too, and yeah.
So while you were at Brown, right, in college, did you do any like extracurricular activities or clubs or things like that?
Yeah, I think freshman year, or like, it kind of got cut off because of COVID towards the end of my college career. But in the beginning, I was super involved in like my Christian fellowship, and I was also involved in like the Korean American Students Association, especially freshman year. And besides that, I also did like chamber music to keep up with the violin. And yeah.
So you went to Brown not necessarily for music, right?
Yeah.
So what made you want to major in health science and bio, was it? Health and human bio?
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. I did my research.
Uh,
I read your resume. Yeah.
Okay. Health and human bio. So actually for the first like 2 years or so in college, I was pre-med. I was on the pre-med track. And I decided not to pursue that like junior year or so. So I think if you're on the pre-med track, you have to kind of like start your requirements like right away. And we declare our majors like end of sophomore year. And that was when I was still like oscillating like, oh, should I be a doctor? Should I like, I don't know, maybe go into dentistry? And then eventually I think I told myself that even if I don't pursue pre-med per se, I still want to like be in the health industry in some ways. So yeah, that's why I decided to do health and human bio.
And you're working kind of related, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hold on, let me get to Angry Love Cat. Thank you for asking
Angry
all
Love
these questions.
Cat.
Right. What should you do? Well, that's kind of what we were getting at before. To get more recognized in college applications. So obviously, if you win impressive awards and things, it'll make you stand out. But there's also more. I feel like even if obviously it helped a lot that Jennifer's YouTube channel grew successful, but even if it hadn't, I feel like the fact that she grew a channel from such a young age, and that was her own way / solution of addressing what she wanted to do, would have definitely reflected well on her. So it would really depend on what are your interests and how can you apply that in a way that's like, oh, I didn't think of doing that before, right? I'll give you a tiny example. Like I had a student who was into like marketing. He was going to major in marketing, right? So I met him early on in the college application process. I made him seek out a local business operated by people who can't use social media because they don't know how, right? So I made him make an Instagram account and a Facebook account and all of those things for that business. And he actually genuinely liked the pizza there, so he helped him, okay? So,
Nice.
yeah, that's the thing I would want to do. Already a fan of, thank you, Eric. Huge fan of chamber music. So Eric asks, how can one find and get to know Jennifer's works? Jennifer, take it away.
So yeah, I did a lot of chamber music. I also did a lot of like Suzuki music that people like find pretty helpful when they're beginning the violin. And that can all be found on my YouTube channel. It's called Jennifer and Jessica Jeon. And yeah, just like write in my name.
Yeah, just write it in. She's Googleable, guys. You type in Jennifer Jeon, she comes up.
Googleable.
Yeah, you're Googleable. You're a Googleable.
Wow.
That should be a better word for that. Yeah.
Googleable.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric. And Samuel, you had a fundraising page?
Oh, yes. So I actually had a GoFundMe because I was struggling to, purchase a full-size violin. And for a while I didn't have my own violin, so I was like, oh, that's kind of a problem, but then after talking to my family and also like considering our financial circumstances, we were like, oh, maybe we should make a GoFundMe and like luckily someone from church was suggesting that, so we made a GoFundMe, and there's so many like contributions, and like I'm so thankful because now I do have a violin. Yay! And we also were able to, with that, like the leftover money, we were also able to find a violin for my sister as well. So yeah, ultimately the GoFundMe was very successful. I'm so thankful. Yeah.
That's awesome. Angry Love Cat, do you want? Oh yeah, you could. That's one of the ways. If you are, especially if you're interested in something that like you can be like a nerd about. Like for example, for my college essays, I wrote about like how much I love Korean folktales and analyzing Korean, Japanese, and Chinese folktales because like I was applying to a literature major, right? So that's what I focused on. Okay. Hey Christine, it's a cute cat thing. Tony, Jennifer is attractive and talented. I think she's attractive, but like she's because of all the things she does, and I feel like all the things that she wants to do in terms of like serving and like doing her vision. I think that's what makes Jen cool and 멋있어.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Yes. Are we a Goldmine channel? Thanks, Angry Loaf Cat. Hopefully you'll be happy Loaf Cat through these channels, right? Yay. Okay. So if you have any further questions, guys, you can send them to the email. We will get to as many as we can. Although we can't keep Jen here all day because she's an important person. So just wrapping up-ish. So you have so many, this is really what I wanted to ask you personally as well. You have so many things going on in your life and also like so many directions that you want to pursue in the future, right? So you've done the YouTube, right? Musician, academic, right? Christian, now you're working, professional. We didn't talk about the race at all, but you're also Asian American woman working in the STEM field, right? So there are so many identities you have. So which ones would you say you're more either conscious of or the ones that kind of like influence your day-to-day life a little more?
Oh, interesting. Definitely Christian. And I guess also Asian American woman. But I feel like that part is so just interwoven that I don't actively think about it, but I think my Christian identity, I like to definitely actively think about that.
Because you mentioned before future avenues that you'd be interested in, like nonprofits, right, and education as well. Is that also related to your religious vision, or as how you feel you should lead your life?
I think those are genuinely just like interests, and I guess in terms of how like my Christian identity relates to that, it's kind of just like, oh, if God leads me there, then, and if that's like a good way to like glorify Him and His kingdom, then yeah, like win-win.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I was kind of excited about doing this collab. Because I mean, I don't make references too much in this channel, but I'm also Christian, and that's what motivates me to work on the things we talked about before, the education inequality that's present in the United States and helping people access things. So if I can help just like, a few people even, hopefully I can reach many people. So like, that's like the vision for my channel. And obviously your channel is much more explicitly religious, but I feel like, having religious faith is such a good grounding force, I would say. Keeps me focused. It keeps me kind of consistent in my values. And Angry Love Cat, I've been loving your contributions today, but you put milk first? And you do cereal? Jennifer, do you put milk or cereal first?
It's been a while since I had cereal, but definitely cereal.
Yeah, definitely cereal first. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could do a tour maybe if Angry Love, if my channel, it should blow up. Maybe that'd be a fun thing to do.
Oh my gosh, send him off to a tour.
Yeah. And Samuel, are you asking me or Jen? Jen, do you want to be a professor one day?
Me?
Yeah. I feel like that'd be a thing you could do.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I
feel like you could too.
That's one of my not primary. That's one of the main things that I am kind of like seriously considering in the future.
Yeah.
Right? Especially because I want to do comparative literature, Korean literature, and English literature, American literature in particular, and doing bilingual literature studies. So that's a very nerdy thing that I feel like if I found fellow nerdy people, that would be awesome for me.
No, yeah. I feel like you do so
Oh,
well.
no, so I was actually asking for you. It wasn't me. Sorry for ranting. Okay, so thank you so much for coming in. No, Angry Loaf Cat, I don't actually do bodybuilding. I've been out of the gym for months. I lost all my gains. Okay, so thank you so much for coming in, guys. Samuel, Angry Loaf Cat, Eric, Chelsea, everybody else who came, and Swan from Korea before, Matt too. Okay, if I missed your name, oh, Tony, thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Was it fun, Jen? Right? It was fun. And Jennifer, do you want to say some words before we end? And I'll wrap it up.
Sure, yeah. Well, first of all, like, thank you so much for having me. I feel like there are very few opportunities for me to talk about, you know, like, my education and, like, where I'm at right now. So, doing this collaboration with a channel that has such a good, like, mission and purpose, I feel like there's, like, no other greater opportunity to do this. And really, I feel like when I think of your channel, it's for the purpose to like serve and for the purpose to like help those who don't have access to, you know, like your wonderful education material. So yeah, I'm also out here to help or answer any other questions. So please let me know. Follow my Instagram and like watch my videos if you're feeling, you know, hopeless. But yeah, you got this. Everyone, you got this. Seriously.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for coming in. We'll wrap up for today. This is I have to call myself SexyJ because yeah, it's the channel name. But as I said in the beginning, she really is not just one of my closest students, but like one of the students that I'm the most proud of. And the genuine way that she's been doing all of these things and also still searching, but still she's been dedicated to these things. That's what really brings not just success, but I feel like personal fulfillment. And that's really genuinely what I hope everybody to find, and especially everybody who watches the channel. So thank you, Jennifer, being a testament to really just how sincere desire to serve can bring about results. So thank you, Jen. And thank you for all of you who came into the stream, and also all the people who will watch this later, right? It'll be recorded, especially all your fans in Korea. Jen's huge in Korea too. Okay, so we'll wrap it up today. Thank you for coming in, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.